Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. I'm meadsyreplays. Welcome back to the channel. In today's video, we're going to have a good look at this tier 10 Italian tank, the Lion. Now, has the Lion got the bite? Has it got the fear factor as Lions should have? Now, it is one of those tier 10 tanks that I've kept. I have sold a lot of my tier 10 tanks on my main account just over the sort of months to try and get other tanks, try and get more like different tanks with gold, etc, etc. Because even though I do say don't sell tanks, if it's a tank that I want to get, at least I can get certain tanks back if I do sell them. There are certain tanks I won't sell, and this has been one of them. And the reason I won't sell it, or I have decided not to sell it, is because I haven't quite made up my mind about the tank. I don't know if I love it, and I don't know if I hate it. It is a very difficult tank, but we're going to look at the stats, and then we are going to get into a game. So the first up, it is an auto reloader with the reserve shell. Now, I love auto reloading tanks. They are my favorite kind of shells, but I hate the reserve shell. Absolutely hate it, because you've got to try and not use it, and it's very hard, like very hard, knowing that there is a shell there, knowing that there is a target there, but you've got to try your hardest not to use that last shell. It's very difficult, very, very difficult. So the armor profile, I mean, it is a medium tank, so the armor profile is nothing special at all. Like, you get penned, the turret, yeah, it's not great. There are some weak points. So armor profile wise, it isn't the greatest. I mean, 180 on your turret and 120 base on your hull. So yeah, you're going to get penned by most things that come in front of you. However, the DPM I do think is decent at 2,892. And again, you got to bear in mind, this is an auto reloading tank. So yes, it's not the 3,500 that you would get for normal mediums, but I still think that is decent for what it is. Your reload between each shot, is 3.3 seconds. That's the only thing for me that I may change. Maybe sort of 2 seconds intra-clip reload. I think it would be a lot better, and of course it would then up that DPM a little bit as well. So maybe 2.5 seconds, I think this tank could be. Then of course it's got 3 shells in your magazine, so if you shoot your last shell, you've got a massive 16.5 second reload. Now, the other 2 shells are not that bad if you look at them. So the first shell you shoot is just a 4.68 second reload. But you also have to bear in mind, you've then got your 3.3 second intra-clip reload on top of that. So basically, it is an 8 second reload. Basically, it's an 8 second reload for each shot that you have. So I don't think that's too bad, and that's obviously just for the first shell. The second shell, it's around 7 seconds, so it's not too bad. So it should be easier not to shoot that last shell, because the reloads, like, you reload pretty quickly. So yeah, but do bear that in mind. Now, your penetration is 261 on your AP, 339 on your heat, and 66 on your HE. You do have a 340 alpha gun, 290 on your heat, and 430 on your HE. 3 second at aim time, which is decent, and your dispersion, I suppose, is okay at 0.317. You do have 8 degrees of gun depression, which is quite nice, and then a top speed of 52 kilometers per hour. But what also makes the tank very good is it does have tungsten shells as well. So yeah, I mean, let's just get into a game. Just to see how the tank does play. Like I said, I have been hit and miss with the tank. Some days I love it, some days I hate it. Overall, I do think it is a decent tank. I do think it's not the strongest of medium tanks in tier 10. There are so many other medium tanks in tier 10, but overall it's decent. I wouldn't say that the tank is OP. I wouldn't say the tank is absolutely amazing. I would say it's decent. Now, the only thing with the Lion, when you look at other tier 10 medium tanks, like the one next to me here, the T22, I personally would probably prefer the T22 over this. Now, that's not for everyone. Like, don't get me wrong. It's not. I'm not just saying like everyone's going to pick the T22 over the Lion. Like, this is just my personal preference. But there are, again, like I said, there are some very good things about the tank. Of course, the Alpha, not that one. That's a bit low, but the fact that you do have tungsten shells, so that is quite a nice shot that I actually hit. You know, the tungsten shell sometimes does make or break a tank because it just ups that alpha. So even in a medium tank, doing 400 alpha is very, very good. And again, like I said, what I do love about the tank is the reload between each shell, other than the last shell, isn't that bad. It's copeable. It really, really is. So here, for example, do I take the shot? Do I not? I decide to take the shot because I could get the kill, and then I don't get the kill anyway. So now I have a big 16-second freaking reload. Luckily, there is no targets. That is where you can get caught out. If you do use that last shell, then all of a sudden you've got targets, and you'll run a massive reload. But once you've reloaded that first shell, I mean, look, we've reloaded a second shell already, and now we have already reloaded the third shell. So yeah, I don't mind. On this tank in particular, I really don't mind the reserve shell, only because the other two shells are a low reload. Would I buy it? I mean, if it's for gold, 20,000 gold, then yeah, probably. Looking back now, obviously I do have the tank, I did get the tank, but yeah, I probably wouldn't pay real money for crates. If it's in crates, probably not. I would probably wait until it does come for gold, for sort of around the 20k mark. Then yeah, I would pay that. But overall, I still don't think it is an amazing tank. Like, you're not going to bounce too much, if any. But you can still pump up that damage because of the auto reloading system. You can pump up that damage quite quickly, and you don't realize just how quick you pump up that damage. It's also good at coming in these kind of situations. Yeah, I'm going to use my last shell here because I managed to get the kill. There's only one tank left who is pretty much about to die. There's just one Death Star left, and as you can see, he's a one shot. So using that last shell was actually the right choice. So that is the Lion. Do you guys have the Lion? Let me know what you think, because like I said, it is a tricky tank. Some may love it, some may hate it, where I'm kind of in the middle. I don't love it, I don't hate it. I do think it's a good tank, but there are better. It's not my first choice medium to go to in tier 10. But hope you enjoyed today's video, guys. Let me know what you think of the Lion in the comments below. But for now, hope you enjoyed today's video. I'm meadsy69, and I will catch you all soon. Bye bye.